Hey guys and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to fix your YouTube chapters in case they're malfunctioning or they just don't show up. Now I will go over the most solutions possible here, so really stick until the end to see if your problem is in there. But first guys, if you want, you can go down on this video in the comment section and click on the first comment that I pinned. This will bring you to my Fiverr, and here you can get a YouTube logo and banner or a modern minimalist YouTube logo and banner for your YouTube channel. But now back to the video. Now I start in this window here because I actually have two solutions here right off the bat. This one is actually very important. So in case for future uploads, because as you can see right here, I'm in settings, so you go down here to settings and then you go here to upload defaults. This is where you can actually do a default title or description so that you don't have to do that during your upload. As you can see right here as well, if you go down you have the tags. But basically the most important thing is going to be advanced settings here, and this one right here, allow automatic chapters and key moments. Now you can check this in case you want automatic chapters, but I highly advise you to disable automatic chapters. Don't use them because in most cases it generates chapters pretty incorrectly. That's why it's way better to do it yourself, of course. And also if you put your own chapters, make sure that you disable allow automatic chapters and key moments here. So this will be for future uploads right here. Make sure that this is unchecked. Now if I actually close this for a second here, I'm going to go to one of my videos. So I don't know, I just go to a video right here that doesn't have any chapters. I think this one doesn't have any. You also can do on videos that you already uploaded. If you go down here, as you can see right here, you have it once again, allow automatic chapters and key moments. So for older videos that you've already uploaded, you can also make sure that you uncheck this, because once again that can interfere in case you put the chapters yourself. And so if I go back here to settings, and this time I go to channel, and I go to feature eligibility. Now this is also very important. As you can see, it's in 3 steps. You can see if you have the standard right here, you know, create playlist, upload videos. Intermediate will be like, of course, adding your custom thumbnails and doing videos longer than 50 minutes. And the third one is more advanced, like creating shorts. You can do lives. But anyway, as you can see, there are multiple options here as well. Now it is very important that you enable all 3 of them. So as you can see, here are some things that you have to do, that you don't have any active community guideline strikes. I'll talk about that in a minute as well. Verifying some simple things. This really just only takes a couple of minutes. And if you just started your channel, YouTube will ask you these things. But also if you have a channel for a while already, don't forget these because they're pretty important steps. So go, as you can see right here, to your YouTube studio and really check what you still have to do here. Not literally everything, but just make sure that the third one is enabled, no matter how much you have did here. But as you can see, I do miss these 2 points right here, so I didn't also completely do the third step, because that can play an important role in having the possibility, really to being allowed, if you will, right here, together with these bullet points, being allowed to add chapters to your videos as well. It's a very important step, looked over very often. Make sure that these 3 are enabled. Follow YouTube steps, and that's all you have to do, is to verify your account as well. So it's also for safety reasons for your own channel, obviously. And also you'll be able at some point to be eligible to apply for monetization. But don't worry, the concept of monetization itself does not play a factor in if you can add chapters or not. That's just something I want to quickly mention. If you're monetized or not, monetization has nothing to do with the chapters. So if you're part of the partner program or not, don't worry. It has nothing to do with the chapters. You will still be able to use them. There's nothing to do with that. Don't you worry about that. But now once again, go back to the video. As you said, this one right here. And so I'm actually going to go ahead and go for this video anyway, because it doesn't have any chapters, to actually show you how to add chapters in the correct format, most importantly. So what I always place mine, it really doesn't matter where you place them here in your video description. That's entirely up to you. I just like to do it right here, but you put them wherever you want. I just like to type chapters here, colon, and go down at one of these things right here. This also, by the way, won't interfere with the chapters. You can just add this in front of the timestamp. That does not and shouldn't affect, well, the timestamp and the chapters in general. So what you can do then, first of all, you can do either 00, colon, 00, or you can just do 10 right here. So 0, colon 00. Both work. It will actually be able to see if it becomes blue. So if I click on the video afterwards and it will be blue, it means that it went through. And then always make sure there is a space right there. So always do a space after the time. Very important as well. And then you can do the title, so whatever you want to call it. For example, you can do intro, or let's just for this tutorial do chapter 1, I don't know. Like that. Now also very important, always, but I mean always, start with 0. Every video, if you add chapters, should start with 0. Always. So that 0, colon 00 is always obligated. At any time it should start with that. Now also don't confuse if I, for example, add a second one right here, 30 seconds, and then the last one is like at 50 seconds, I don't know. Also make sure, because this can be a simple typo, that these ones are in the correct order. So if I, for example, put this one between here, you can see the 50 seconds before the 30 seconds, so that doesn't make sense, first of all, and will definitely make sure that your chapters malfunction. So also make sure that there's no typos right here and that they are in the right order with the right seconds, of course accordingly to the chapters. Also make sure that every chapter is at least 10 seconds long. So the next chapter right here that we would have done would, for example, be at least 10 seconds or more after the first chapter. So if you call this, for example, chapter 2 right here, as you can see, always make sure that the chapters are at least 10 seconds long. Also make sure, if you go ahead and add a third one here, there we go, chapter 3, that there are at least 3 chapters. That's also a very important detail. As you can see, I have 3 right now. So make sure that you don't have like 2 or 1 chapter. It really should be at least free chapters in your video. And also on the contrary, make sure you don't have too much chapters, because that is also possible. Now what is too much? The maximum is around, I believe, 50 chapters, which obviously is a lot. You're gonna have a very hard time, even in hour-long videos, to have 50 chapters in there. But do know that the maximum should be around, I'm pretty sure it is actually 50, so do keep that in mind as well, and just in case. And of course also make sure they're on the same line, the titles, so you can see chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Just a simple little thing there, just make sure that they're on the same line. Don't do this, for example, that's not gonna work, doesn't make sense either. So as I said, do always make sure that there's first of all that space in between, and that it's on the same line, the title is on the same line as the time you put right here. Also in the same idea, make sure that there's at least 3 letters. Sounds a bit weird, but if you have like 3 letters right here, like this for example, it could work, but I think in most cases 3 letters is the minimum. And so if you do it, for example this, it won't be recognized as a chapter. Really just put a word or a sentence here, and people have had issues with that in the past just because of that, for not using enough letters, literally. Now this is a 2-minute and 9-second video, so I'm just gonna make this a bit longer, you know, the chapters, let's say, I don't know, something like this. And so I'm just gonna click save here. Unfortunately, the easy thing with chapters here is gonna be that they are instant, so they instantly work. So if now I click on this video right here, so here you can see this is one of my videos. Now sorry, the background is white here, so don't see it that well, but as you can see chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3, as you can see it stopped here at 30 seconds as I did, and here it stops at 120, and as you can see into the last chapter right here. Same if you go to the description right here, as you can see, as I said earlier, they are blue. It means that they will be recognized as chapters in the video right here, and same if I put these arrows right here just in front, it would have worked as well. That really isn't a factor, these little things or emojis or anything like that. It could be, depends maybe on the emoji, I'm not sure, but normally putting something like this in front, for me it has always worked. So just make sure that you obviously test it without. If you're maybe really using an emoji that you're not even sure about, you can try to remove it like as I did right here and just see it without. But I would say in most cases for now, putting anything in front of it, as I said, something like this, like I always do, has never been a problem for me, but hey, might as well try it just in case. Now something a little bit different here, if I go up here, as you can see here, the visibility, it's obviously on public because I uploaded this video, but having a video as unlisted or private could also definitely be an issue. People have mentioned that in the past, that they had a video that was unlisted, especially, so that people had a link, because if you unlist a video, you can actually send a link to someone and that person can watch that video, but it won't be public. It will only be public to those who have the link, if you will. And so often when you add those chapters to unlisted videos, it did not work. More often than not, from what I've gathered. Now obviously if a private video, only you can see it, or really anybody else that you show it to or that you give access to your account. I think I've already added chapters to private videos of mine. I think it should work, but I think at the same time there are videos that didn't really go through. Do it at least on unlisted, and if you do it on unlisted, really if you want to keep that video on unlisted, it might still be a problem for your chapters, so just go public. Maybe even temporarily if you really don't want that video to be up very long. But do know that these two options right here could definitely cause a problem if you want to add chapters to them, if they are saved as a private or unlisted. And on schedules right here, but schedule in itself, I think I've never had a problem. A video scheduled weeks in before in advance, all the chapters, and the day that they went live, the day that they were uploaded, never had a problem with that. I've also heard that not enough subscribers could be a factor in not being allowed chapters on your videos yet. Some say even creators need at least 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to get chapters on their videos. But that honestly is just a rumor. There are plenty of people who have like 10, 15 subscribers, even less, who have uploaded videos, added chapters to the videos, and it worked perfectly, no problems at all. So that is just a rumor, don't listen to that kind of information. As I said earlier, monetization also has nothing to do with it, that you have to be in the partner program in order to get it. That is not true. So don't worry about that. Being a small creator, you should be able to add chapters to your videos. So there is something that actually could be a problem here, I'm going to show you right now, is that some people said that if you have a timestamp in the comment section, I actually have an example of this right here on my own video. So basically if I go down in this video right here, as you can see at 48 seconds, I actually point out something that I want to clarify in the video, as you can see. So I put a timestamp here myself on my own video. As you can see, while I click on it, it will take to that part of the video. But as you can see, this video didn't have any chapters to begin with. So I just added some chapters right here. As you can see, if I go to description, they do work. As you can see, it's the right format, longer than 10 seconds, all of that. But yet, as you can see, it did not work. None of the chapters actually show up, and that is because having a timestamp, whether it's you self as your creator of your own video or somebody else, another person right here commenting a timestamp, this could interfere with the chapters. That is definitely a case, because as you can see right here, I actually did the right format as I did before in the other video, and on the other video it worked perfectly. Really, if you have to, you can delete a comment if you have to. That's up to you if you really want your chapters, but do know that putting yourself a timestamp or somebody else pointing out something in a video could unfortunately be a problem, and make make your YouTube chapters disappear. Now also something I wanted to mention that's very important, now I'm not in the right window here, but I did want to talk about the guidelines, is if that your channel has a strike, and I've had one in the past, but it's been a while. This could also be a factor in having chapters malfunction. So, or not work at all, it really depends. If you have a strike on your channel, this could be because of music or usage of copyrighted footage on a video. These kind of things play a role in you not being allowed for future uploads to have any chapters on them. So do watch out for that. You can always watch out if any videos in the past as well as your future uploads don't have any strikes or have any very copyrighted material. Which also brings me for another reason that is kind of in the same vein, is that if you have content, so a video that could be considered inappropriate for some reason, so meaning it doesn't follow the community guidelines. If you will, you can by the way click them right here and just read them if you want, if you're really not sure. This of course as well will affect it. So if the video itself is inappropriate, once again for some reason, YouTube will actually not allow you to get chapters on the video, pretty much forbid you to do so. So also watch out that you don't upload too much of a sensitive content if you're already actually planning on adding chapters, obviously. Now, and for both of these reasons, so if you have a strike on your channel or if you have inappropriate videos, if you close this and actually go to my content right here, I'll actually go to an older video of mine. Now, I don't have a lot of videos, but some videos, as you can see right here, are ineligible for monetization, as this one right here. Now, in my case, it's just a copyright of music, so you can go ahead and actually see that. As you can see, if I go to monetization, copyright protected content found, the owner allows the content to be used, but you can't monetize your video. So basically, if I had any monetization, it was removed. And that was because I actually have a copyrighted song, which is this one. I used a copyrighted song. It got recognized by the YouTube, well, recognition system basically of music, and thus I got a copyright strike because this is not copyright free music as I thought. So basically mine is just a music related copyright strike. It could actually be, in your case, could be footage or once again something inappropriate. It could be worse than that, it's only music in my case. But having a video like this or more from the past that have had copyrighted strikes or problems on these videos could actually cause a problem. So even though they're older videos, what you can do is actually take down some of these old videos who have a lot of copyright problems, maybe strikes as I said, even if it isn't available publicly anymore for that matter, if they're private or anything like that. If you really don't use these videos, older videos, once again with a copyright or anything like that, so what you can do basically, once again, go down, scroll down to one of the older videos, click here, more actions, and you do delete forever. Now I understand that deleting this video is permanent and can't be undone, and then you delete it forever. Now I can add chapters, so I know that this video is not causing me any problems. It only barely had 130 views. I didn't pretty much lose anything on that video, so I don't really mind. And once again, it's not interfering with my videos because I can just upload videos and have chapters on them. So I know this video is not causing me a problem. But it could be in your case, so do check out your older videos. Once again, even though if they're not public anymore, they're a bit private, you can always try, if you really feel like you need to, delete those videos forever. Now at times, there's also a YouTube glitch or a bug, this can happen, causing a temporary malfunction on chapters of certain creators, which you can be a part of, unfortunately, on the YouTube platform. But this generally shouldn't take long, you know, and will be fixed in most cases within like 72 hours of the problem. But yeah, really, these kind of cases, they don't happen often, fortunately, and are quite rare, but it can happen at times, just be a bug of YouTube itself really, if that they do have like a glitch or there's like an update of something they changed in YouTube, and for some reason some creators will not be able to have chapters on the videos temporarily, but as I said, within 2 days, generally it should be fixed, and this doesn't happen often. Now really, last but not least, I went, as I said, over as much solutions as possible that could cause this problem. But if you're really like still having an issue, you really have nothing that seems to help to work here, there's one last thing I really can advise you to do, and that's just contact YouTube's team. There's actually a way to do that specifically here. You can do send feedback here. So once again, in your YouTube Creator Studio, you do send feedback. Take a little second here, and then we have it right here. And it's, of course, it's to Google because YouTube has been part of Google for a while now. So it's to Google, but you get the idea, it's the same thing. You can here describe, of course, your feedback. So what's been happening with your chapters, saying that you have already tried multiple things. Really elaborate, explain your situation. And then here you can always do a capture screenshot. Now you can actually capture a specific window right here. Now, of course, now, for example, it's going to capture this window specifically, but you can also just, of course, go to another window and just screenshot any window that you might find useful that proves that you have tried a lot and that your chapters just aren't working. And then right here, if you've done that, you can just do send. Same, it should take a couple of days, like max 2 days, 72 hours around there. Might take longer sometimes, might be shorter, but at least you get a direct answer from the team of YouTube and Google, and really might help you find a very specific or niche problem that could be causing it, or help you actually have the possibility to add chapters again in your future uploads. But in any case, guys, really that's everything I had to mention here. As I said, I really went over the most solutions possible so that you can actually fix this problem right here, which can be very annoying at times. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, would be really nice. Subscribe would also be really nice, and hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.